Okay. Next question. What if renting makes more sense than buying where I live? How to build wealth renting? So let me flip this question a little bit and address like the wealth creation element of home building or of home ownership. The reason that home ownership creates wealth is two things. Leverage, the fact that you can put a small down payment on an asset and use debt to buy the rest. And two, the fact that it is long-term in nature. Anything that you spent 30 years doing consistently every month, month in and month out, is going to create wealth. And add some debt or leverage to it, and it's going to create a lot of wealth. That is why home ownership creates wealth. It is not the only path to creating wealth, but you can use those two things. I wouldn't necessarily recommend leverage in some other contexts. However, but if you live below your means and take the difference between what you earn and what you spend and put it and invest it every single month for 30 years, you will create wealth as well. That is why homeownership creates wealth, because what else do people on such a disciplined basis do consistently month in and month out for 30 years? Okay. If you can replicate that behavior in other elements of your life, you will also create wealth, is the thing to understand. So if your current life circumstances, whether it's the cost of living where you live, whether it's you're only going to be somewhere for a small period of time and it doesn't make sense to buy something where you're at and you're renting, that's okay. You can still create wealth. Just invest. Spend less than you make, take the difference and invest it, and do that consistently for the next 30 years. That's why people who own homes create wealth, because they are forced to, from their mortgage, put money into equity in their home month in and month out for 30 years. The same thing can happen in many other contexts without buying a home. It's the discipline that is created from home ownership and a mortgage that has that wealth creation element to it. If you can put in that same self-discipline, you can do the same thing without investing in a home. But that's the thing to understand about why home ownership creates wealth. There are also lots of costs associated with home ownership, but it's the fact that you bought and held something and for a long period of time that creates wealth. So use that mentality and that mindset and that time horizon, and you can do the same thing without owning a home. So I hope that that helps. You don't have to own a home to create wealth. You just have to use that time horizon and that mentality in order to create wealth. Okay.